again, everyone. I'm in the girls' playroom again because we've got a really nice day outside, so it's actually quietest to be up here. Here is a video on how we made our own Disney jumpers for when we went to Disneyland Paris. It was super easy, and I spent about between £6.50 and £7.50 on each jumper. It was a bit more expensive for the adult jumpers because I had to pay more for them. I bought the jumpers online. I bought them from a company that was workwear. I did quite a bit of research to make sure that I wasn't going to be spending too much on postage, and I ended up buying them all in bulk so that I got the postage for free. They are Fruit of the Loom jumpers, and here is what the finished product looked like. Again, I probably should have ironed them, but I didn't. So the finished product looks like this, and I created this, and then on the back we have this. Now, I'm not tech savvy, guys, so I'm going to tell you the cheats that I had in order to make sure that they worked out. So for these, what I did was I got iron-on transfer paper. You can get it from, I got mine from Amazon. I also had a packet lying around in the house randomly. You can buy them from Tesco. There are loads and loads of places that you can buy them, and they shouldn't be too dear. What I did first though is I got the images, and what you need to do online, and it's super easy, is you need to flip it. So the images actually need to be showing in reverse. So for example, like this. Okay, so you will be seeing the reverse of this. It needs to be reversed before you print them. The reason for that is it obviously irons on that way. The first thing that I did is I had a play around with sizing. And the way that I printed it off first, to make sure I knew which side it was going to print on, to make sure that I didn't waste any of the transfer paper. But I also wanted to have a play around with sizing. So obviously the child's castle is not going to be the same size as the adult's castle. So what I wanted to do is have a play around, so I printed them off on normal paper first, and then I had a play around with locations and things. After I printed them out on normal paper and I was happy with it, I then printed that out immediately. So for example, I did all of the adults first because I didn't want to mess up the kids' ones. And I printed them out on paper, had a play around. Once I was happy with the size and with the fact that it was reversed, I then printed it straight out onto the transfer paper. All of the Disney squad were the same size. Or were they? This one was a little bit smaller, but I printed those all off at the same time because I only used one piece of transfer paper for all 6 of the jumpers. Then what you need to do is you need to make sure you cut around it. So if you can see here, there's a little bit of a line from where I've cut around it and the plain transfer comes through. Some people don't cut around it. You'll be left with a huge part of sort of shiny paper, if you can see here. So I definitely would cut around it. Once you have figured that out and you're happy with the placement, you then need to iron. The ironing took quite a long time. It took longer than I thought it was going to. You really do need to iron in round circles for a very long time. The one thing that I kept doing was sort of lifting off the transfer paper to see how the top layer of the transfer paper, to see how well it had stuck. If you find that there is a mistake or there's a bit that's not stuck on enough, just put the top layer of transfer paper on again and then iron again, like a crazy lady or gentleman. I did that. I actually messed up this one, which was mine. I messed this one up quite severely while I was doing it, and I just went back over it and it worked really well. Exactly the same for this. Now the larger transfer actually took longer than I thought it was going to again, but I managed to do all of these in one evening whilst watching a Disney movie because I was that excited. The haul was really good. We were all really happy with them. The sizing actually came up a little bit bigger than we were expecting. So the adult ones were unique. The make was unique. They had a little bit of like a run going through it. I don't know how to explain it, but they were nice and stretchy. This was a small, and as you can see, is actually quite large. My sister, who is pregnant, now fits in hers, and she's due very soon. So I would say go a size smaller with the Unique, but the Fruit of the Loom, which I got for the children, all through the same company, their sizes were really, really accurate. So I got a 3 to 4 for my 3-year-old and a 5 to 6 for my then 5-year-old. Any questions? Again, I will try and figure out how to answer them, because I don't really know. I've not really done this before. But yeah, it was super, super easy. I would advise, like, try not to spend too much on your initial item. It would work really well on t-shirts. It would probably work better on t-shirts than it did on the jumpers, because I think the jumpers were a little bit heavier. But we really liked them, and we were really happy, and they kept us so super warm, and the plain colour of the jumpers meant that the girls were happy wearing them underneath their princess dresses. So good luck. I hope you all do a fantastic job and that you enjoyed. So I will speak to you soon. Bye.